Hi there, and welcome back to High School Days. If this is your first time watching, my name is Nomlindi, and I'm excited to announce that I'm starting a new series. It's called Haven't We All? And what the series is going to talk about is experiences that majority of us have been through, if not all of us. I know there's like always exceptions of people who have just never experienced embarrassing things. Like, is that even possible? But yeah, so we're gonna talk about things that have happened to us all, and my main focus is gonna be high school stuff, and so it's gonna be things like um, uh, bad hairstyle days, or like bad hair days that we experienced in high school, or like just the random stuff like that. But you'll see in future. I'm gonna keep the rest secret, but this video I'm gonna talk about my most embarrassing moments of high school. And they may not sound embarrassing to you, but to me, they were really embarrassing. And this is just to like convey that you guys, we are human beings. We are human beings. We are not perfect. We're going to mess up. And if you feel like, or if you've just had an embarrassing moment and you're coming to watch this, you're not the only one, and you're not alone. And it's sometimes it is as bad as it seems, but like in the long run it creates something that only brings laughter. And there's a difference between like embarrassing moments and like humiliating moments. Those ones are for like they're deeply personal, but I want to talk about embarrassing moments, right, that I've been through. And there's three moments that I'm going to talk about. And the first one that I think most of us have been through is forgetting words on stage. Forgetting words on stage. You know when you're given something and you memorize it and you know it back to front. You've said it over and over and over again in front of the mirror. You've said it in your room, and you get on stage, and like the words just are not there. And this happened to me when I was fairly young. I think the first time I experienced it was when I was in grade two, and we had this like Bible memorizing thing happening at church, right? So it was like this Bible memorizing competition where kids of all ages learn a certain memory verse, right? Or they learn like not a chapter, but like maybe 10 verses. According the older you are, the more verses. And so I had learned this, guys. I knew it. And I woke up on stage, and I'm fine for like the first 3 4 verses. And then I get to a verse, and I just stop. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, nah. Because what I was trying to do was, um, I had messed up a word because I was uncertain whether or not a word was correct that I had said. I wasn't sure. It's like the same thing saying, I'm not sure if the word is and or it's all. And so I wasn't certain. And right on stage, I look at my mother and I'm like, nah, nah, because I'm trying to like get her approval, like, yes, what you're saying is correct. And she just looked at me. She just like, just not even giving any approval or anything. And I'm stuck on this word and I'm not going forward. And the person behind is like, thank you. And I turned to him because I'm like, no, I'm not finished. Like I have more to say. I know my stuff. And people are just laughing. And I just let me ask you a question. I like cried that whole afternoon. Like maybe not the whole, but I don't know. It felt like the whole afternoon, but I probably cried for like 3 minutes. But because I had messed up and I knew I was capable of better. But I wanted to ask for people who have forgotten words on stage, that round of applause that happens afterwards, do you want it or do you not? Because for me, I'm not certain. Whenever I see someone forgetting words on stage, there's always that, woo! It's the round of applause. That sounds like a participation award. It's just like, thank you for participating. You forgot your words. Am I just being mean? But to me, it's just, I don't know. But on the opposite side, if there wasn't that applause, people would just awkwardly just watch you walk off stage in silence. So I think the alternative is better. Like actually just clap. Just clap. Just as a way to show we relate. We've been there. 99% of people have forgotten words on stage. The nerves do that. And the brain is just like, what? Anyways, the second most embarrassing moment was sorry, I just had to look, was a bad audition. A bad audition. So I write songs, right? I write songs, and I don't know where the courage came from, but the school was hosting auditions to perform at like a concert. And I decided, though I have never sang solo, like in a more, like in a talented setting, I decided, you know what, I am going to write the song and I am going to sing it in this audition. And even though I knew, I'm not going to say that I don't know how to sing, but it's not a significant talent of mine. Like I can sing as in like I can hold a note, and in some circumstances I may be able to sing, but I know. So there's this audition going on, and I'm dressed up, and I'm dressed up. I'm even wearing wedges, and I walk up to the piano, and I start playing this piano. I'm just like, and I start singing. Just note, I hadn't finished the lyrics of that song yet. So while I'm singing, I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'm blabbering, guys. I'm blabbering because the lyrics are in front of me, yes, but I didn't even finish them. I was completely unprepared to this, and I walked in there just like, as long as the people hear the song that I wrote, then that's fine. Um. Anyways, I walked out of that, and people looked stunned, like, and it wasn't in a good way. People were just like shocked that someone had auditioned like that, because it was. And to make matters worse, we auditioned in like a microphone, right? But the microphone actually, I later found out that the building could like hear it because it was quite loud. But yeah, at least they didn't know it was me. And plus, I had asked my friends not to come to that audition, so that was a good thing. But like later, I was crying, and after, as I did with after all these embarrassing moments, I was crying, and I like the cleaner. I was in the bathrooms. I was changing the bathrooms because I was looking nice. Now I had to change back into my uniform, and she comes in and she's like, "Yeah, you play the piano really well." And then I asked her, "Am I singing?" And she's like, "You need to practice more." And that was a good way to say it. I think that was the best way that someone could have said something. If someone's ever bad at something, just, I think you need to practice more, just to just exercise the voice a bit. Just, yeah. But yeah. I don't know where that courage comes from, but one thing I learned is sometimes you look back at yourself and it stunts, like, yo, that bravery. Like, where did that I know it went badly, but the fact that you had the guts is like, okay, okay. Yeah, so that was my second most embarrassing moment. And my third one, yeah, my third one was I so you know how every school has an anthem, right? We all sing an anthem. And so my school had an anthem too. And the piano teacher who would usually play the anthem couldn't be there when we had assembly. So she had asked me to play the anthem on the piano. And I worked very hard preparing that anthem. Like I practiced for hours preparing it. But obviously, from all these things that we've seen, when you practice and on stage, the difference is the nerves. The difference are all the eyeballs that are like staring at you. And it's like, right? So it's this first time, it's assembly, the whole, like, assembly is like 40 minutes. The whole time the teacher was talking and giving the lesson, the presentation, I was not paying attention. All I was thinking about was I have to play this anthem of like when we're done, and it's scary to me. Um, so like the end of assembly is approaching, and I know the time is coming closer for me to play. And I'm like, should I walk to the piano in order to get ready so that? But people are all sitting down, so I'm like, I'm not about to stand up and just walk. So in the middle of this, right? It's so the teacher reaches the end and he goes, the anthem. There's someone who's been chosen to play the anthem. Can you come up? And while everyone is sitting and everyone is quiet, I stand up with like my file and I slowly walk to the front. Now everyone knows I'm gonna be playing the anthem. Because usually the person does it very secretly, and while people are standing up, they just go and they just stop playing. But everyone now knew, like, okay, you're going to play the anthem for the first time. And so I walk and I sit down and I played the intro. The intro is fine. I played the intro. Like everyone's like, oh okay. And I played the intro. Halfway, I like mess up. Like I mess up. I stop playing. I stop playing again. I stop playing. I continue. And the ending. My piano teacher always told me that the two things you don't mess up are intros and endings. And I messed up the ending quite badly. Like it was dun dun dun, and I entered on the wrong note, and it was very very loud. So to knowing that I just messed up, I throw my hands in the air and I do the jazz hands. And look at the crowd and I do the jazz hands, and everyone's just like, and everyone does the slowest clap ever. And like some people was clearly feeling sorry for me. But that clap, guys. That round of applause was clearly like, yo, we shame. Like, it was not like that was good. It was you threw your hands up in the air, did the jazz hands, and so the second time didn't go as well either. I think it went worse than the first time. Because the second time I messed up the introduction. Like I messed up the introduction. I messed up the introduction and I stopped and everyone was just looking at me like, should we start? And then I played it again and then yeah, I literally didn't play it. But anyways, that was those were the three of probably my embarrassing moments in high school. If anything, alongside the occasional, tripping and falling and all those other things, but which we all go through. Like tripping is just, yeah. Tripping is, yeah. We all trip on nothing. But my rationale is when a car hits a pothole, you don't look at the car and say, "Ah, that was so embarrassing." No, no, no. So if you trip, it's basically the same thing, and so it's not your fault. It's the ground's fault. That makes some sense. Anyways, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. If you have any embarrassing moments that you feel comfortable sharing, please type them in the comments down below, because we want to share together in this humanus. Hey guys, sorry about that. Like my device storage got full. I just wanted to say thank you for watching this video, for taking your time to just spend time here. And join me in the next videos, because I'll be continuing the series of Haven't We All. See you next time. Bye.